Alright guys, so the throttle cable was over here, but since I put that pedals from the Dodge under this, I need to move it over here. So I had this hole here that had just this oil line was coming out of, so I moved it. But seeing as I can't cut a square hole, what I decided I'd do is I'd made this right here. You can see it's pretty thin, and it will slide right over that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take that and slide it in there just like that. I'll clean this up and then I'll tack weld this here and there, and maybe over here, like there, and down here. Then I'll pull this back out and then I'll weld it on real good, and that will give me the structure to keep the throttle cable in, and it will place it where it needs to be. You see there, I finished welding that. I went ahead and put the bolts on it, pulled that together, and then I went ahead and put the column in, got the bolts in it. I'm just fixing to put in the cluster, the instrument cluster. That's the oil pressure there, and that's the plug for the back of the cluster. But I do have to figure out what I'm going to do with the speedometer cable, because this one has the old style speedometer cable, you see, and the Dodge had the new style speedometer cable. So I got to figure out how I'm going to hook that transmission speedometer to this thing. Okay, so gauge cluster's in, it's all hooked up except the speedometer, and I will have to figure that out later. So this is the old steering column for the linkage for the old truck. And what I did was I cut it off right there, and then I took the new truck, and this is off the Dodge. I cut this knuckle off. This was all the way up by the cab. I cut that knuckle off, and I put the two of them together. And you can see that I welded it right there. So that's the old truck's parts there, and that's the new truck's parts down there. And so far it looks like it's going to work pretty good. Alright guys, so I found this here on YouTube. A guy talks about these wires that you can see are cut right here, and I can send you a link to that if you need it. And what he says is if you power those 6 up, that it turns on everything but the starter. So we're gonna try it. Alright guys, so I got my hot wire tied to that. For now I've just got enough ground on here to turn the ignition stuff on. I did ground this here. This is for the secondary battery. That's what that guy on YouTube said to do. So here we go. We're going to try it. Okay, hold on. What I forgot about was I put that new fuel pump on. When this truck had when it was together the other way, I had actually hot wired that fuel pump because it was going on and off on me and giving my VP44 pump challenge to pump. So I actually rewired it to where as soon as the ignition come on, it run all the time. So basically what I need to do is I gotta hot wire it and see if it's gonna get fuel up here. Alright guys, so I think I got everything hooked up to get it to start. We're going to try it right now. Here we go. Alright guys, that was pretty friggin' awesome. So the YouTube guy that I followed his instructions, it's V is in Victor, Beerman, and it's like Beirman. And I just followed what he told me to do with those wires right there. And sure enough, you guys heard it. There you go. So there you go. That's pretty freaking awesome. I'm pretty excited. All right.